Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. A major winter storm is coming for central and southern Saskatchewan tomorrow.
Definitely, this looks like a really potent weather system, likely the strongest of the season so far.
10 to 25 centimeters of snow, strong winds gusting 80 to 100 kilometers an hour, and areas of freezing rain. The majority of snow is expected southeast of Saskatoon, where travel could become extremely difficult. And as you heard from Environment Canada, this Alberta clipper will mark the biggest blizzard of the season. While the storm is expected to move out of Saskatchewan and into Manitoba by Thursday, the winter weather is far from over. A blast of Arctic air is forecast to move in shortly after, bringing a sharp drop in temperatures. 106 Saskatchewan drivers were caught under the influence of alcohol or drugs during a recent RCMP enforcement operation. From the 1st of December to the 7th, Saskatchewan RCMP traffic operations were conducted around the province as part of National Safe Driving Week and National Impaired Driving Enforcement Day. During the week, officers stopped 4,446 vehicles, issued 1,161 citations, and removed 106 drivers from the road for alcohol or drugs. 930 drivers were cited for speeding or aggressive driving, 126 for distracted driving, and 105 for driving without a seatbelt. RCMP say impairment was a factor in 30% of all fatal road collisions in Saskatchewan in 2025. Prince Albert elementary students got to shop for Christmas gifts with members of the Prince Albert Police Service for this year's Shop with a Cop event. Students are given $150 each to spend on Christmas gifts for their families at the Prince Albert Canadian Tire. 20 students are selected from a total of 4 schools in both the public and Catholic school divisions. Organizers say the annual Shop with a Cop event has been running for nearly 20 years, since 2008.
It's an opportunity to connect with youth and families in our community that may not have the same opportunity as everyone else to purchase gifts and to enjoy, Christmas and with their family and sharing of gifts. So,
different schools are chosen each year to participate in the program. The town of Outlook is currently in a state of local emergency. Residents have been without water for more than 24 hours due to a potential break-in at the town's treated water reservoir. RCMP say an unknown individual or individuals broke a lock at the facility in the early hours of Monday morning. Maintenance crews are in the process of removing the compromised water and sanitizing the reservoir. The town is providing residents with water jugs as it works to resolve the issue. Community members are instructed not to use the water for any purposes or attempt to treat the water themselves.
It's kind of ridiculous that we've come to this, but people are working together, pitching in, and helping each other out when they need to. So that's been nice to see.
Anyone with security footage of suspicious activity in the area is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. All right, Jeff, brace for impact. You're going to be a very popular guy in about 24 hours' time based on what you say today.
I'm not sure how you're going to gauge that, John, but the bottom line is, you talked about it off the top of the program. Big Alberta Clipper is making its way essentially down the Yellowhead Highway, and as it comes along, we are dealing with some significant snowfall amounts. At least those are anticipated. We do have some blizzard warnings in effect up around the Battlefords region, but right now, Prince Albert looks like it's on the edge of this system, on the northern edge of it, and we're not anticipating a lot in the way of accumulation. Now, there still might be some snow, but not nearly the amount of snow that's going to be happening the Battlefords, Saskatoon, and Point South. As you mentioned, some places may see 25 centimeters of snow, and that's going to be a lot of shoveling. We'll talk more about that later on.
The new year will mark an end of an era for Saskatoon's bus barns. The former home of Saskatoon's transit fleet in Caswell Hill is set to meet the wrecking ball. The bus barns date back to 1913 when they used to store streetcars. In 2017, the city moved transit to the Civic Operations Center near Montgomery Place. The city says the now vacant building is too old and updating it to current safety standards would be too expensive.
But I think the city is looking forward to a new use for this location. Because we haven't been in there, it doesn't really offer a lot to the community, and it doesn't offer a lot for civic operations. So with a new use, it could revitalize that area.
The building is scheduled for demolition in the spring or in the summer. A story we brought you yesterday about a local university student whose goalie equipment was stolen has struck a chord across the province and country. After our story aired, offers of help poured in, a powerful show of support. Within hours of the story airing, Hudson Edwards' mom received 6 offers from strangers wanting to help. One from a Toronto man who had extra equipment, another from a dad who lost his son to suicide and wanted to give his goalie equipment to a good recipient. Bonnie Stevenson, whose son was killed by an impaired driver, reached out as well.
The story caught my attention instantly because we always kind of look for little things like that might fit appropriately with helping. And so it didn't take me long to find her on Facebook. And so I popped her a message last night and I offered to make a donation.
The family says it's working through the calls, messages, donations, and offers from the community and are grateful for everyone. City budget discussions continue inside Regina City Hall with more than 80 delegates speaking to councillors about its operating budget. Civic workers saying today past transgressions are catching up with the city.
You can go back to what I'll term as like the original sin of Pat Fiacco, starting to put in like 0% mill rate years. Inflation is a thing, it always has. Your mill rate needs to go up every year so long as inflation exists. That's it. It's not like every time you don't, you're putting in a debt against all of the things that the city exists.
Council is forecasting a 15.69% mill rate hike this week. The Civic Workers Union adds it wants a tax increase of nearly 19% to enhance services in Regina. Local businesses say the potential increase could be detrimental.
You're putting that risk now on the businesses to have to survive that potential risk or that potential tax hike. So, you know, how we divest that risk and create as fair and equitable of a risk diversion as we possibly can, I think that's the approach that council would be prudent to take.
The city's hoping to wrap up this evening as deliberations will continue into Wednesday. More Canadians are choosing to give experiences rather than physical gifts this Christmas. That's according to a survey by real estate firm JLL, which polled 1,000 Canadians nationwide. The survey found people are spending more on experience gifts than on any previous year. On average, respondents plan to spend more than a third of their budget on experience and entertainment.
People have done a lot of spending coming out of COVID on fashion items. They've done a lot of spending on their homes. I think this is now, we're a couple years past the pandemic affecting our daily lives. And more people are seeing the opportunity to get that intrinsic reward for their consumer spending.
The report adds lower-income Canadians are cutting back on spending. Higher-income earners plan to spend more on experience gifts, while middle-income households land in the middle. An 87-year-old man is giving back to his community in a unique way. He finds discarded bicycles, and as Adam Sawatsky tells us, he's making them good as new for Christmas.
This is the handiest one I've got.
Although Dennis Baker has always been good with his hands,
I like working with tools.
He didn't realize how much good he could do with them.
I love doing it.
Until after a train door cut his finger off.
The door closed and the latch caught my finger, and just like that, it was gone.
But rather than complain about it, Dennis proved to be the sort of person who makes comedy out of it. Although he wasn't laughing when Dennis started noticing broken bikes being discarded around the neighborhood.
I was mad.
But after confirming they were left behind by families who'd moved away, Dennis began collecting them.
I didn't know a bicycle from a motorcycle.
To see if he could figure out how to fix them.
But through trial and error, I learned, and now there's not many things I can't repair on a bicycle.
That first year, Dennis refurbished 6 bikes for fun.
I may as well do something with them, so I did.
So he donated them to the executive director of the Christmas Bureau, Chris Bayless.
I was amazed.
Well, Dennis was so inspired, he kept donating more and more each year.
It felt great because I knew I was doing something good for someone else.
Now, the 87-year-old spends 6 hours a day, every day, finding and refurbishing more than 130 bikes a year.
Dennis Baker's a legend. In spite of sometimes ill health and all the other issues that come with aging and being a busy person, he just finds time to do it every year.
And although Dennis has never seen the smiles inspired by the more than 1,000 bikes he's gifted over the years, he's grateful to hear they're big.
You thought I'd given him a brand new Cadillac. He was just over the moon, apparently thrilled with his bicycle. And that's what it's all about.
It's about choosing to make bad things better, Dennis says. And when it comes to helping others, make them the best. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Burnaby.
When we come back, we'll find out about Melfort's Christmas Lights Tour. Jasmine gets the details about when, where, and who it's supporting this year.
We're here with Juanita, who organized the Christmas Lights Tour at the Melfort Campground. So what is the Christmas Lights Tour, if this is the first time I'm hearing of it?
It's a drive-around lights tour that happens at the campground. It supports different nonprofits groups, so they run the gate and they get the money for it. So,
what are some of those groups that it's supporting?
There's Mescanaw 4-H, the Rotary Club, the Food Bank by a group that... Like the food bank didn't go, but a group did. And St. Brew Student Council and Melfort Cooperative Daycare. So that's this year.
When you're driving through, what do you expect to see?
We have different displays or different inflatables, twinkling lights, drive-under lights. Yeah, just kind of different as you drive around. Yeah.
And how many years have you been involved with organizing?
This is our 5th year. Yeah, we started it.
And I'm just wondering, how popular is it every year?
It's getting more and more popular. We've definitely had our best first nights. It's usually slower, and it sounds like they did pretty good. So that's nice to hear that it's growing.
And does it run every night, or what are the days, like the schedule look like?
It runs mostly Wednesday to Saturday, and then we're also doing 22nd, 23rd this year, just because of how Christmas falls.
And so where did the idea, I guess the inspiration for that come from?
We were actually approached as a business to do a float, and then that just never got off the ground. So kind of just talking to different business owners, taking a different approach to it as to what local businesses could handle. So it's good advertisement for them, but then they're not having to have the hands-on the same because everybody's short on people and time. So...
Is there anything that you've added this year that's different from last year?
Yeah, we took advantage of the playground that was there, so that's a new aspect of it.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on what that means?
Like we put lights on it and we have animals swinging on the swings.
And is this like an all ages tour?
Yes, for sure. With some of the groups, the kids are there handing out the candy canes and taking the money because that's their group, or singing Christmas carols or playing in the snow, so it's very much inclusive for all ages.
If someone's looking to find out more information about it, where can they go?
We've posted on Melfort Community Events, and then also there's posters put up around town, and there's my contact info if people have any questions.
What would you say to encourage people to check it out?
It's just a great way to be involved in the community, enjoy some fun Christmas activities, and support groups and local businesses in the community.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thanks.
We'll see what the weather's doing with Jeff after the break, and rural emergency services called into question and the push for change. So, Jeff, in the next 24 hours, you probably would rather be a fire builder than maybe a driver on the roads or anything outside, I'm guessing.
Yeah, outdoor activities for many parts of the province are not going to be a lot of fun. And even those places that aren't getting snow are certainly getting strong winds. So it's going to be I wouldn't going to say ugly, but a challenging 24-hour period that we're making our way into. So let's talk about this situation. Satellite and radar shot. We can show you that there's this system that's brewing up in Alberta. It's already getting started in there. in a wild rose country, and slowly making its way down. I shouldn't say slowly. It's going to make its way in a fairly quick fashion. That's why it's an Alberta Clipper along the Yellowhead, and that's where most of the active weather is going to be, and that includes making its way into Manitoba. What we've got is a lot of snow, let's say, for Saskatoon and points south, maybe up to 25 centimeters of snow in Saskatoon. But for Prince Albert, it looks like we're right on the northern edge of the system. So Prince Albert may not get much in the way of snow, maybe a little something tonight, but tomorrow it's mostly going to be a wind event in the gateway city. So we're going to keep our eye on all of that as we roll along. So let's take a look at some other things here. I'll get out of the way and show you what I'm talking about on our future cast. So you can certainly see that system just sort of slicing just south of Prince Albert. So it might clip a bit of the city, but really not adding up to a lot. And of course, down south, there might, with the milder conditions that are coming along with this warm push of air south in the Southland, there may be some messy situations because of the rain and the freezing rain and the rain-snow mix. So mostly a snow event for much of Saskatchewan, but rain is not out of the question for the Southland. So minus 20 degrees overnight for Spiritwood, minus 17 for the Battlefords, minus 21 with partly cloudy skies in Candle Lake. Birch Hills, minus 19 degrees. Rostern, partly cloudy and minus 19 degrees. Nipawin, minus 21, and Melfort, minus 19 degrees. On to our forecast for tomorrow. So as you can see, Spiritwood minus 17 with cloudy skies. The Battlefords are dealing with a lot more in the way of snow, maybe up to 10 centimeters of snow in the Battlefords region, minus 14. Rostern, a little less intensity with regard to accumulation in terms of amounts of snow, but minus 18, the same for Birch Hills. Windy in Candle Lake, minus 18, the same for Nipawin, and minus 17 in Melfort. For Prince Albert area, so a chance of some flurries tonight, minus 20 degrees. The wind shifting around, but it's a fairly light wind in the overnight period, but that wind really picks up tomorrow. Yes, we've got ourselves mainly cloudy skies, minus 17 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 30, gusting to 50. At times, it could be even stronger than that. And then the 7-day outlook for Prince Albert area, mainly cloudy skies on Thursday, minus 21. Expecting a very good chance of snow, but don't expect a ton of snow on Friday. When we're looking at this point, we're thinking around 5 centimeters of snow. Still got to shovel that. Minus 16 degrees. A cold weekend in store with temperatures in the minus 20s and not much of a rebound in temperatures as we make our way into the early part of next week. We've got ourselves a chance of flurries on Monday, mainly sunny and minus 23 on Tuesday.
And if anyone is probably driving, best to probably take your time, just sort of ease into it and not rush anything. And if you're trying to make up for all that, you can definitely get it at the curling rink because they'll be screaming, hurry hard. The best curlers from around the world are now in Saskatoon. 32 teams taking part in the Grand Slam of Curling's Hearing Life Canadian Open at Merlis Belcher Place. There are 16 men's and 16 women's teams. Big names include reigning Scotties and Brier champions Rachel Homan and Brad Jacobs, who are each set to represent Canada at the upcoming Winter Games. Jacobs admits while they're still riding high following their big Olympic curling trials victory, they're not looking ahead to the games just yet.
We have a couple competitions here obviously in Saskatoon and one in Steinbach in the new year. So to get some good competitive games in against the best teams in the world is always nice for preparation.
The Grand Slam of Curling Hearing Life Canadian Open runs through Sunday with the women's final in the morning and the men's final in the afternoon. A former Saskatchewan Rough Rider and Canadian Football Hall of Famer has passed away. Jack Abendschan played as both an offensive lineman and place kicker for the Riders in the 1960s and 70s, playing all 11 seasons of his pro career in green and white. He briefly joined the NFL's Denver Broncos in 1968, but did not make the roster, so he returned to the CFL where he'd play in another Grey Cup in 1972. Abendschan was inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 2012 and was a 5-time CFL All-Star during his career. Jack Abendschan was 82. A Newfoundland man says he's committed to fighting for better rural emergency services after his partner died in his arms while waiting for an ambulance. Garrett Berry has more on the loss and the push to make sure no one else experiences something similar.
Mike Williams planted this tree in Placentia's Dermot McGettigan Cemetery years ago. He always knew it would be the final home for both him and his life partner, Lori. He just never knew that forever would come so soon.
I got nothing left. What I got is there. That's where I want to be.
Overpowering grief. Williams says Lori perished in his arms while he and his daughter waited well more than an hour for paramedics to arrive. By the time they came and got her into a hospital, Williams said it was simply too late.
I knew she was dead. She died in my arms. Because I told her, if you see your mom, go on with her.
Williams says he was told the ambulance that arrived in Dunnville that day came from the town of St. Bride's, a community more than 50 kilometers away. Lori had been injured in a car accident a few days prior. The night before she died, she was complaining of swelling and pains in her neck and head. Mike says he hasn't yet received an autopsy report that would further explain why Lori died. Williams says he's left to wonder if ambulance services have been permanently cut in his area since Newfoundland and Labrador's Provincial Health Board took over all ambulance operation across the province. Officials said at the time the change would improve wait times. In September, the service was contracted out to Medavie Health Canada. Neither Medavie nor Newfoundland and Labrador Health Services have responded to questions about this story. Williams says he is now dedicated to fighting for better service for his community and all rural communities in the province.
Many more will go. If we don't change, we got to change this. We got to fight. And I'm not fighting for me today. I want to be there. I don't even want to be here. I want to be there with her.
Garrett Barry, CTV News in Placentia, Newfoundland and Labrador.
All right, Jeff, new data finds younger music fans are turning to an old school format. Vinyl record sales have risen by an average of 18% year over year for the past 5 years. The survey finds nearly 60% of Gen Z music fans say they like the aesthetic of records, with 37% using them to decorate their living spaces. Of course, Taylor Swift has provided a boost to vinyl sales as 5 of her records are now on vinyl. Jeff, are you a vinyl guy yourself?
You know what? I have a lot of vinyl because I'm old, but you know what? I don't have a tuned enough ear to say I feel that it's a warmer sound. I know some people say that.
I've heard it's kind of the crackle, and I do like it. I don't have enough money to buy one of those record players. Let's be honest.